Good afternoon, good morning if you're in the UK, good evening for those on the East Coast, and wherever you are in the world. A little view of the marina. I'm to be staying with a friend of mine this next couple of days in the marina, so a good way to start with a vision of the future. So, thanks for joining in. Me, hi, there we go. A little bright out today. Whoops, the face plant me in the camera there. Hi, well, hang on, I forgot one thing. I'll be right back. I forgot my props. That wasn't good. Okay. This is something of the sun beaming on the side of my face. Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to day 9 of the 10-day love challenge. I'm just shortening for now. Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining in. My name is Barry Selby. There is the sun that keeps like doing this across my face, which is kind of weird. Thank you for doing that, Andrew. By the way, I would recommend that if you're coming in here. First, if you're in here for the first time, please make sure down the bottom you tap the little guide so you get my profile, tap follow me. Also, make sure you do share this on Twitter and invite your followers. Thank you, Andrew, I appreciate that. And share with your followers on Periscope. This is actually the last section of the book, but I have something very special for tomorrow. So this is day 9 of 10 days of the Love Challenge. And this one is the theme of about your future. And it's interesting because the chapter that was chosen from the group, because in the Facebook group, and I'll do this one more time, maybe the last time we do this, if I find the, where's my, I've got to find all my different things. I've got notes galore here and I'm trying to find the right one to show you. It's in here somewhere, I did have it. There is, I'm so organized. There we go. There's still time if you want to join in the challenge. If you go here, barryselby.com/challenge, if you sign up there, you'll get the link to the Facebook group where we're doing the voting. And also where I'm going to share some things tomorrow. So if you still want to join in, you can. One more day, but there's a special offer. And I'll mention the offer today anyway, because why hold out? We're working from my book, which is 50 Ways to Love Your Lover, which is this book here. Available on Amazon and on Kindle, physical book and Kindle version. And also if you go to my website, if you go to barryselby.com/book, you can actually get the ebook version downloaded right away, which is cheaper than the physical book, and it's right away in your inbox. Done. Easy. And you keep going. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Barry Selby. That's why my Twitter handle is that, and my Periscope handle is that. I am known as the Heartbreak Repair Specialist, also known as the Love Doctor for my clients. I'm an expert in the area of love and relationships because I've messed up plenty of my own, and I've learned how to fix that for other people as well. So thank you for the hearts. Keep tapping away. I know you're here, and I appreciate you being here. There are some friends of mine who may be joining the scope, but they're a bit late because they may be doing some other scopes because we're a very busy Periscope community. But I want to get started so you get some value from this. And especially for the replay viewers, because you want to know what's going on right away. You don't want to wait 10 minutes of me saying hi to everybody. It slows things down. When you're in the replay mode, by the way, you can tap on the screen and give hearts as well, which I appreciate. I'm closing in on 300,000 hearts. So I'm definitely welcoming the heart taps on the screen as well. It's much appreciated for that. So again, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. Today's chapter that was chosen out of the section 9, which is about your future, is an interesting topic, as we'll get to this in detail, but here's what it is. And it's actually chapter 50. See? Chapter 50. Ooh. Let me read it to you so you have it in your context. This is called Choose Your Beloved Intentionally. Hey, Ian, good to have you here, sir. I think it won't be too late for you since you're in Paris. Sort of sidebar, I'll get back on track. Reading chapter 50 out of my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. This is the context for today's conversation about love, relationships, and romance. This is the one that was voted for in the Facebook group, just so you know. Choose your beloved intentionally, every moment, and you'll keep your love and passion alive and thriving. This is really speaking to those of you who are already in a relationship. Hi, Julie, nice to have you back here. It's also if you're looking for a relationship, because let me speak to it this way. Let me reread this one more time so you get it, and I'll explain what I mean in more detail, because I've already got a sense of what's coming, so I want to just talk to that. Choose your beloved intentionally every moment, and you will keep your love and your passion alive and thriving. You're now in UK. Oh, you went out closer. Nice. Okay, you have a minute. All right, good. Did you watch the replay yesterday, by the way, Julie? Because you said you were, and I want to make sure you did. Let me go forward on this one so we keep track. And thanks for the hearts. Tapping on the screen is awesome. I'm getting closer. I've got like 20,000 left to get to my 300,000 mark of hearts, which is awesome. And share this with your followers on Periscope and Twitter. So, why do I say it's about your future when I talk about this? many people I know, not you, I'm sure it's not you, it wasn't me, no, it wasn't me ever either. Once we got into a relationship, we got comfortable. And after the initial honeymoon phase was over, we kind of relaxed into the convenience of being in a relationship. And we got lazy. I won't say it's a trait, but we tend to find we go for the lowest common effort. So when we have that relationship, we've captured our partner, we've got that relationship going, we tend to find it's easier to not do anything because it's less effort, than to do something to maintain. So if we can still coast along, that's easier for us. And what I meant in this chapter, and I talk a lot in the chapter about what you can do, is in terms of focusing on your future, is once you are in relationship, that's when the joy, the journey, the opportunity, the work, the efforting, the possibilities, the expansion, the growth begins, if you know what I mean. In fact, I was just on a conversation with a client of mine talking about something similar where the relationship they had started, it fizzled too early because of the future didn't go the way they planned because they weren't both willing to grow. Now, this is a part of relationships I talk about that a lot of people are not comfortable with. Hopefully you will be. Thank you, Dennis, for sharing that. I appreciate that. Sharing on Twitter. It's funny, the heart stops. It's funny, when I start dropping big points, people go, they want away from the screen. Please keep tapping the screen to know you're there. Both willing. Good. Absolutely. When you're both willing to grow, not only is it important because you start to evolve, but secondly is you take responsibility for your participation in the relationship. And when you take your responsibility for your participation, the other person doesn't carry the weight of your upsets, emotions, feelings, concerns. You take responsibility. And when you do that, it makes your relationship much healthier. I know from my own past experience, when I was in dysfunctional history, where I blamed my partner for what didn't work. And of course, you never did that, did you? No, just me. But the trap we fall into is that we think that everything's going great, and when something doesn't work, it's like, what did they do? What happened there? Or we feel guilty and we hide it, or we run away, or we shut down. One of us may not be willing. That's the thing. I talked about it in that was in the first or second day I talked about that as the rubber band theory of relationships. You should go back and watch that one, and I'll do a quick plug for that now. If you didn't have that written down before, all of my archives are here at catch.me/barryselby. If you look through the last 15 to 20 scopes, you'll find all 10 of the, so far, actually 9 including today, of the 10-day challenge. So I did talk about it in day 1 and day 2 about rubber band experience of relationships. So it's good to have that information ahead of you. So, all right, you're welcome. Anyway, keep going. So I'm on Facebook too. All my social media is the same, and so is my my website. All my content is barryselby.com. Barryselby on, yes, you're welcome. Follow me there too. But this key is vital for your longevity and your possibility of healthy relationships. Because so many relationships I see people just they come out of the gate like newborn. They're budding, they're blossoming, they're just how great my relationship is, so loving and so juiced up, so excited for the partnership that fizzles after about 6 months, maybe 6 years if you're lucky. But for most people, there's this honeymoon phase. It's like, wow, wonderful stuff. It goes like this, and then it starts to peak, and it's like, oh, let's go back to being comfortable. And then it comes down to a comfort level and keeps going. That isn't a healthy way of doing it. It's absolutely the wrong thing to do. Well, not to say right, wrong, but it's not the most possible, not the highest choice. What you ideally want in relationships, what you really want to have in relationships, is where it starts here and keeps going up. Isn't that what you want? I mean, I presume it's what you want. If you're watching my scopes, hopefully that's what you want, because that's what I teach. How to. Remember 2 things. One is how much time to wait. It's not about waiting, it's about action. And in your case, I don't have the context. Julie, if you want to talk about it in one-on-one, we can talk about it exactly, so I can give you direct steps. But truthfully, if you're doing it, if you're waiting for something to happen, you can be waiting forever, and it's not healthy. If it's a few minutes, that's okay. So in terms of waiting, if you want a rough estimate, that gives you sort of a thing. Just again, in my profile on Periscope, there's a link right at the top for, in my bio rather, is a link for a discovery session with me. So click on that if you want to sit down and talk, and we schedule a time to talk about that. That's on there, as well as my donation button for PayPal donations too, because I do receive donations and accolades financially, which I certainly welcome that too. So let me get back to this point, and maybe it'll speak to this, what you're asking for, Julie. it's tempting to be in a relationship and be comfortable, because you want to be comfortable with your partner, which is it's a high calling indeed. But it's counterintuitive. But to be comfortable with your partner requires doing the work to heal what's in the way. When I was talking to my client earlier today, we talked about this, that her partner was afraid of the relationship because he wanted to go away and do his work and then come back. Wrong choice. Because when you're in relationships, when all this stuff comes up because of the intimacy. This is the truth about relationships you may not have owned before, but I want to make sure you get this. When you're intimate with your partner, all the hidden stuff that has been bottled up, hidden away, reserved, starts to come to the surface. It's got to be dealt with. And to take it into going outside the relationship for that, to avoid the relationship, isn't the way to do it. If you want to go see a counselor, a coach, like myself, whilst you're in a relationship, that's different. But if you stop the relationship and walk away, say, I'll go work on it separately, that's self-defeating. Because once you leave the relationship, the stuff inside will go back inside again. It will just settle down because you don't have it right at the surface. It's your partnership that brings it up to the surface, which is the good news. Yes, it's good news. When you're in a relationship, your partner gives you this gift, and you give the gift to your partner too, of stirring up their stuff. Yeah, I'm feeling you like squirming in your seat on this one. This is not ideal to hear, I know, but it's so vital. The love you have for each other is strong enough, as my client said today. The love you have is strong enough to allow the emotional stuff to come up, but to be managed because the love is strong enough. But you still got to face it and work with it, and ideally heal it. Your partner brings it up, it's good, as long as it's brought up with loving. If it's brought up as an attack, that isn't healthy, and there's a whole other conversation. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about here is that you have enough love poured into the relationship from both partners. You create a healing space, a transformative space, and a releasing space, so you don't carry the baggage around. In one of the scopes I took, in one of my previous scopes in this week, earlier this week, I forget which day it was. I talked about the interlocking patterns of relationships, how we bring up our stuff for our partners because we meet and mesh because of who we are. In fact, I'll talk about that tomorrow, so that's going to be part of my conversation tomorrow, so you want to stay tuned for day 10. And by the way, day 10, I'm talking about the three big keys for attracting what you want in relationships. So if you're single, you want to be on that scope tomorrow especially. So that's day 10. And I don't have the time announced yet. I'll email it to my list and I'll share it through the Facebook group. If you're in both of those, you'll get the link. If not, I don't know what time I'm doing it tomorrow yet. It may be around the same time tomorrow. Anyway, that's another topic. So back to today. This is the key again, back to the fundamentals. And I do these keys all the time, it seems. That's why I've got 50 of them in my book. To know what is coming up for you and to own it for yourself, not to throw it at your partner. And to also know that you have a safe space with your partner that is loving, like a crucible for healing to happen. Because it is the fire of the relationship that heals those patterns. And if you come to your relationship because those patterns are being attracted by your partner's patterns, that's what the meshing of those relationship patterns is, then you can change it. You can heal it. And that's vital. So to have that recognition is key. Sorry, I've got a little dog yapping in the corner. So that's why I'm in the marina. I'm going to take care of my friend's dog for a couple of days. And the wind picked up, so I'm losing my notes. Let me put it down here. So by the way, just in case you're wondering, space, this is the view I have from the balcony. Not bad. This is Marina Del Rey, California. It's actually just, I was in Hollywood for a couple of weeks with a friend of mine, helping him. This is Marina Del Rey. Anyway, to the conversation. Hence, that's why there's a yapping in the background, because I now got a dog I'm playing with, named Millie, who's a fun dog. Anyway, back to topic. I'm derailing myself, that's not good. The opportunity you have in your relationships when you're in one, and when especially if you're immersed in one for a while, is to raise the bar. It's to raise the connection, it's to raise, yeah, Millie, she's cute. Millicent, I think is the name she was given. Anyway, Millie. My friend's English, that's why Millie's a very English name, Millicent. Anyway, raising the bar in the relationship, raising the level, raising the love, requires to unearth what's inside, because the love we have inside, and I wasn't planning on going here, but I guess we're going here. The love you have inside tends to be mixed with baggage, to be blunt about it. Because we grow through our life and we learn loving, but we learn it through different experiences that may or may not be altruistic. Most of the loving relationships we have Most of the loving experiences we have happen with baggage, with an agenda, with a filter. It's rare that we grow through life experiencing unconditional love from everybody around us. I mean, that wasn't my experience. I'm sure it wasn't yours either. So we have this experience of love with other flavors mixed in. It's like you don't have pure water, you've got other minerals stirred in with it. So what your work is to do is when you bring up the loving, it brings up the stuff with it. That's not bad, it's good. Because the opportunity you have in relationship, hang on, I'm going to sneeze. I didn't want to do that over the screen, so make sure I avoided that. The opportunity you have in relationship is when the loving comes up with all that stuff, the minerals inside of it, which is that, thank you, with all of the, they come in twos, so the second one may be brewing, so just let you know ahead of time. My sneezes come in twos, they have done forever. That's just the way I am. We'll see. When the loving comes up, and it brings up all the minerals, as I said before, with it, because your experience of loving in the past had other components in with it that you felt, whether it was maybe you fell in love with somebody because you drank together, or you fell in love with somebody because they did something that wasn't positive, but you took that as loving. So you have these components in with loving as you grow up. In relationship, when you're with a partner, you raise the bar in loving, it brings the loving up with all the stuff inside it. So the love isn't pure, it's got all this stuff as well. That's where the opportunity to heal it is. The opportunity is with your partner, that you both have this experience of love with stuff enmeshed, and that you have enough love with each other, again, together, it's not separate, to heal what that stuff is. Now, if you're single, that's different. You can do the work with a coach if you know what it is. And my work sometimes is excavation with my clients to help them really discover what the patterns are below the surface, because they didn't have them at the surface because they're not in a relationship right now. It's a choice. But when you're in a relationship, it tends to be more at the surface because the loving opens up the space inside for that stuff to come up with it, and the opportunity is to heal it. The opportunity is to be in your growth path. It's not the most easy thing to hear for a lot of people. They just want to get in a relationship and be happy. But as I mentioned in the chapter, that's when the work begins. That's when the opportunity to serve begins. That's when the opportunity to love begins, when you're in a relationship. I've got like 5 people watching and no taps on the screen, so I must have stunned you with that, or I got you thinking about it, which is fine. If you're thinking about this, good. I want to make this clear to you. This is cutting edge stuff, and I want to make sure you get this, that when I talk about relationship work, I don't just do the matchmaking or finding a partner and make you happy. My work with you in a relationship is to take it to the next level, to the level of possibility where you can love so far beyond your past experience. Yes, the work starts then. That you'll have the most amazing relationship ever you've had. But it requires a willingness to do the work. It requires the commitment. It's the commitment to yourself, commitment to your own loving, and commitment to your own heart to have that experience. Make sense? That's what I'm going to speak to. So this is where I'm getting to the distillation. Is you got to be willing to do the work. So that's where I'm coming to. So I got some input from what you said. Are there any questions you have along the way that I can answer right now? Because that's really the distillation of what I want to teach you and speak to you about this point. There's much more work in my work. I'll tell you about a couple of things in a minute. But any questions or thoughts you have right now in response to, thanks for that heart, one heart on the screen, yay! Any thoughts you have, any questions, please type them in, because I want to make sure I do answer any questions you have and give you any additional input you need to move forward in your own journey. Any questions? No? I'll wait for a couple of seconds. I know it takes a few seconds to come through. I do want to let you know about a special offer I have right now for the single people, single ladies in fact. Okay, it's quiet right now. Any questions, any thoughts? Just checking one more time. All right, then I'm going to put a quick plug in for this. I offered something yesterday and I'm going to keep it going. I decided to extend it another day before they put the price up. I have taken my okay, let me back up. I'm straight to the pitch. Okay, thank you. I'm glad you're here, Julie. Glad you stayed for it too. For the single ladies who want to attract an amazing relationship, yes, the work begins in relationship, as I mentioned. But if you want to start the wheels to get attractive and get clear about what you want, I have an 8-week program that I've been offering called The Dating Advantage. It's an 8-week immersive program online. Every week you get the assignments. How do you heal my in relationship? Just speak to one another. Well, yes, and part of it's speaking to each other. Part of it also is getting support. If you both know, and that's the thing, You both need to be aware of this, because if only one of you is aware of it, that's not going to work. In terms of you may have to work outside the relationship to get support. But if you both are aware there's healing to happen, there's opportunity to grow to happen, then that's the good news, because when you see that, you can both face each other from a place of loving and compassion and say, how can I serve you? And you can do it to each other. So there is an opportunity to grow together. Again, this is where the work begins. Both partners need to know there's work to be done, and as it shows up. Because again, stuff gets stirred up, but it may not happen the first few weeks of the relationship. It may show up 3 years later, 4 years later. The question is, do you love each other enough to hold the space for them and for yourself to grow, to heal, to become more of yourself because of that? And that's really the key question. So in relationship, that can work, yes, to answer your question. Law of attraction. So I want to give you that. And again, quick plug for the single folks, single ladies watching this, both now and the replay. The 8-week program I have, it's online. It is a modular-based transformational journey, and it gives you a clarity, vision, and attraction for what you want in a relationship. Sorry guys, it's for the lady, it's not for you. Inspiration from a client and from a coach as well is I've taken the 8-week program, condensed it down into a workbook, all the content's there, but instead of being a $400 investment, it's only 49 bucks. For now, it's going to go up again, but I'm letting you know right now it's available. So if you have any single lady friends, if you're not single, if you're a single lady watching this, great. If you know single lady friends who you think would need this, tell them about this, share this. This is the link to sell into. It's called Your Dating Advantage Workbook, and you find it by going to bit.ly/datingwb for workbook, so datingwb. Okay, so bit.ly/datingwb, and say it's a $400 program on sale for 49 bucks as a workbook, which is as low as I can go, frankly. It's going to go up, and it's eventually going to be, just so you know ahead of time where I'm going with this, it's going to take about a week to get there, because I'm just going to incrementally add the value to it. It's going to retail at $197 finally. That's what it's going to go settle at, which is half the price of the original program. But right now it's a quarter of the price. That's a bargain. So I'm letting you know, for you, for your friends, for anybody you know, actually it's an eighth of the price, not a quarter of the price, that they can get the program now online on my site. Again, bit.ly/datingwb. That's where you find it. The information's there. You can just download it and start working straight away. Okay. So that's what our invitation to those people. I'm speaking tomorrow about the 3 big keys. I did lean into one of them today slightly, but I won't talk about it in much detail tomorrow. So that's really the point I was going to make today's scope. This is day 9, and tomorrow's day 10, which, because there's only 9 sections of the book, I fell back into the 3 main keys that I'm talking about would be tomorrow. So tomorrow's 10th day of the 10-day challenge will be 3 big keys, which I didn't really mention over the last 9 days, but they were useful. So this will be a big piece to have. So that is what you have to look forward to. Please share with your friends and followers. I'm pretty much leading into being the same time tomorrow, as much as I was thinking about it during this scope, because I don't have a distinct time. It may shift around. But if you're on the email list and you're getting this, so again, if you go to barryselby.com/challenge, you can sign up for the email list and also join the Facebook group through that. You get the updates on tomorrow's conversation. You can also comment in the Facebook group, but you can also be informed of the time tomorrow for my scope. All right? So that is it. Next week, I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. I've got some things going on. By the way, I will be back on later. I've got a product demonstration to share with you that's really cool, but that's a whole different scope. I'll do a pre-scope of that in probably about an hour or so. We'll see. And then do a scope later. It has to be darker. Thank you, Julie. I'm glad you stayed on this one again. Make sure you watch yesterday's scope, because that was for you, I think. You were going to watch it in whole. And good value for you. And Julie, if you want to reach out, please sign it. Just please fill out a discovery. Please click on the discovery link, which is called the console on my... Okay, let me rewind. My mind just rewinded. On the bio for my profile. Clear. The bio that's on my profile, it has the link at the top, is the link to my website for a discovery session. It's called a consult, but it's a discovery session. Sign up for that for a 30-minute free chat. Me and you talk over the phone or Skype. Help you get some clarity where you want to go and if you want to work with me. At the bottom of that is also a donation button where I do receive donations over PayPal. So if you feel you get value from these scopes, please feel free to tap on that and throw some cash in the jar, as it were. And that's it. If you're just joining the scope, please back and watch the beginning, because I've finished the scope now. This is the conversation about your future. And tomorrow will be on Periscope with the 3 keys as a summary of the 10-day challenge. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for putting your input, and thanks for following along. Make sure you watch the replay. If you watch the replay, make sure you tap the screen for hearts. I do welcome those. I've got a new goal I'm heading towards. I want to finish it up by the end of the week if I can. So thank you for watching. Thanks for playing. And love yourself more than you did yesterday. That's your homework. Every day. Love yourself more than you did before. Okay? I'll see you later. Bye.